Hello everyone, my name is Alex. This is my another video about Japanese language. So today we'll be learning Hiragana, which is the basic Japanese writing system. So in this video we are going to be able to learn the definition of Hiragana, how to remember Hiragana or how to actually study the Hiragana. Like Hiragana is actually very easy to remember by comparing with English language, English alphabets actually, and special sounds or exceptional sounds or pronunciations that exist in Japanese language. So let's get into it. So the definition of hiragana is used to write Japanese born words, meaning when writing pure Japanese words you have to use hiragana to write. For example, cat in Japanese is neko, and this is the hiragana version of neko. This is the hiragana. So because neko is a pure Japanese word, we cannot write it in other forms of in Japanese. For example, katakana, we have to write in hiragana. So let's get into the actual hiragana. This is actually the hiragana chart. So the first thing you guys have to notice is the words and the vowels. So these are the words or the sounds that exist in hiragana Japanese. These are like, you can compare these with the English alphabets, and obviously in English and in Japanese both the vowels are the base of the language. So you guys just have to realize that the 5 vowels are also in Japanese, but obviously because Japanese is different than English, the pronunciation or the sound of the vowels are gonna be different. For example, A is equivalent to this symbol in Japanese, which is which sounds like a. A turns into a, I turns into e, u turns into u, e turns into a, and o turns into o. So you can see that all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 of these vowels have different pronunciations, but the o just matches up. O is o. This pronunciation is actually same as the English one. And if you just study this chart properly, you can just see that K, S, T, N, H, M, Y, R, W, and the last N. So you can just add these alphabets with A, I, U, E, O, and you can just make up your own words. For example, if you just add K plus A, which becomes ka, which is ka in Japanese. So it's very simple and easy, and there will be exceptional sounds. For example, the S plus I is supposed to be C, but it's actually not C, it turns into she. I have written here. And the same goes for T plus I, supposed to be T, but it doesn't turn into T, it turns into chi. And this one is like, it's supposed to be T plus U equal to 2, but it doesn't sound like 2, it sounds like tsu. This tsu is actually from tsunami. If you guys probably heard the word tsunami, this is the tsunami word actually starts with this letter tsu. So in English this is how you write it. So you guys just have to remember this chart and by the with the help of the English alphabets. Now don't make Japanese very hard, it's not really hard at all. You guys just have to write and practice. like every day for like 1 or 2 months, and you guys can easily remember the things. And if you just see that the sound system is very simple in Japanese, like it's very simple. If I want to say mama, you can just write two of this ma plus ma. This is very simple, mama. For example, if I want to say, I don't know, I don't want to go into examples, but this is very simple. You guys just have to remember this. And this another exception is like h plus u is supposed to be who, but it doesn't, it actually doesn't sound like who, it sounds like foo. And the last, this symbol, this symbol is very exception. I've written a note here. The last n, which is this symbol, cannot be used in the start of the word. For example, it cannot be start in a, like in the start of a word or sentence. It always, it can only be used in the middle or end of the word. I have written off here, but this is a mistake. Middle or end of the word. For example, chicken, the end n is supposed to be this n, this n. You cannot use other n's for like na, ni, nu, ne, no. This column, you cannot use this column when saying chicken. You have to use this chicken because it's at the end of the letter, end of the word. So my bad. So these are the basic hiraganas. If you just remember these symbols, and if you can remember the sounds of this symbol or the pronunciations of these symbols, you are going to be able to pronunciate or like say most of the words in Japanese. So let's go to the second part of the hiragana, which is this part. So check the blue boxes here. These are the base form, which was like in the previous, this black box, my bad, this black box is equivalent to this blue box. I've written the base form. So hiragana with dakuten, this symbol, this little dot symbol, and handakuten, this little circle symbol, if added to the basic hiragana form, this dakuten and handakuten actually changes the sound of that hiragana. For example, this ka, the base form is ka, k plus a, ka, but if dakuten is added to ka, you can see the little dots here. If dakuten is added to the ka symbol, it turns into ga, which I have written here g, ga. So dakuten can be added to most of the hiraganas and change their sounds or pronunciations. So you guys also have to remember this. I can just give you the information, but if you want to learn Japanese, you guys have to practice and memorize it by yourself after like writing and saying the same thing again and again and again and practicing. So there goes the dakuten, this little dot symbol, which can be added to hiragana or katakana and change their sounds, change how you say those katakana or hiraganas. And the handakuten is very special. The handakuten can only be added to the h column, this column, which is supposed to be ha, hu, he, fu, he, ho. So if you just notice, the h column has two, the h like alphabet has two columns. If we add the dakuten to the h column, the sound changes to b, the English alphabet b. For example, ba, bi, bu, be, bo. But if we add the handakuten to the h column, the like sound changes to, the pronunciation changes to p. For example, pa, pi, pu, pe, po. So the dakuten can be added in many places, but the handakuten only can be added in the H column. The handakuten is very important. This red column, this column, and you can just, this is very basic, but there are another thing is like there are columns without the dakuten or the handakuten. You have probably noticed, for example, the N column, the M column, the Y column, the R column, the W column, and the N column. So you cannot really add a dakuten or handakuten in these columns. For example, I just this one, this one, and this one. You cannot add dakuten or handakuten in these 6 columns. These are the basic, like these sounds are the same as the previous chart, like this one. This is the same as the previous chart. You guys just have to memorize this by practicing again and again. So the last thing about this is like, don't make Japanese language very hard. It's actually a very simple language. English, when you are learning English, you are going to have to think about grammars, tense, past, present, and future. In Japanese, you have to think about those, but those are not really important. If you just know the word meaning, like if you just study Japanese language, you'll be able to say most of the things in Japanese. If you just study the Japanese dictionary, the words, the meaning of the words, you will be able to say, like you will be at least able to like deliver your message to the other person by saying the broken Japanese. The grammar is not really necessary, that much necessary in Japanese. So I'll say my advice is just practice this hiragana and katakana for another like 1 month, and you'll be able to very easily memorize it, because these actually are comparable to the English alphabets. These are very simple. What am I doing? So I hope this video actually makes sense and helps people. And if you want this chart, just take a screenshot of it and just practice with it. And I hope this video helps you guys to learn Japanese and understand Japanese a little bit more. And this will be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you want to understand the like simplified version of the Japanese language writing system, you can just watch my previous video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more upcoming videos.